What is hyperautomation? Hyperautomation is a term coined by Gartner in recent years. Uh, it's not a technology category like ERP or CRM. It is automation, but it's more of an approach to digital transformation that includes a combination of technologies that can individually and collectively all be delivered and monetized with great speed. Gartner predicts this hyperautomation will reduce operating costs in organizations by 30% by 2024. So it's pretty exciting from that perspective. What's in hyperautomation? Well, it seems to have its roots in RPA, which is robotic process automation. However, Gartner has expanded the scope since its introduction and will likely continue to add more vendors and categories as other platforms make the case that their software can equally be deployed for speed and rapid monetization. But for now, hyperautomation includes technologies like RPA, which is robotic process automation, the variant of IPA, which is intelligent process automation. There's probably other PAs in there, but also OCR, which is reading text, AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, process mining, process discovery, and then these low-code applications. So although it's not really clear that the low-code applications want to be included in the hyperautomation category, they seem to be included in that for now, from Gartner's perspective. Working together, these technologies can use systems, they can gather and assemble all sorts of data, and they can understand and make choices, to achieve particular outcomes. We think of it like it's enabling a digital worker who can do most, if not all, of the things that a human can do, action-wise, but also having the capacity for processing as a computer does. Why should we care about hyperautomation? Well, we've been doing automation for a long time. But it's this implication of speed and agility from this hyperautomation ecosystem. Put it in a little context, more traditionally, or with traditional automation, there's a hard line between the people and what the people do and what the automations do. These automations that we have spent all this technical effort on, became out of sync with the needs of the organization. In some cases, they may have been out of sync even before they were finished being implemented. So the consequence of this is that the people have to do more work in order to fill the gaps, in order to meet the organizational needs. And this kind of burden on the people grew and continues to grow over time, and sort of creates what we can call for this is like an organizational debt. And think of that the same way we might think about a technical debt, in that the organization and the technical debt together are what required to keep the business running and achieving its outcomes. So the organization doesn't have to be a business, creating its outcomes. So what hyperautomation lets us do, and digital workers let us do, essentially we're able to refinance this organizational and technical debt. And we can eliminate this disproportionate amount of work on the organization, and we can replace it with relatively low-cost technology. And this technology doesn't have the same ominous impact as the prior traditional approach, because it's able to be changed relatively easily, because again, that speed, the speed to delivery isn't just the speed to the initial deployment, but it's a speed to maintaining and making enhancements and adjustments to the functionality. So collectively, for fun or whatever, we can think of this as hyperautomation is sort of enabling this digital arbitrage where we get to replace high-cost organizational debt with lower-cost technical debt. Almost everyone benefits from hyperautomation. The shareholders benefit, management benefits, the employees benefit, the customers benefit. Pretty much everyone benefits except for your competitors who aren't doing it. As we said earlier, Gartner's thinking this is going to have a pretty big financial impact reducing operating costs by 30% by 2024. And of course, that's awesome. But we think the real source of value here is the agility that it's going to provide to organizations. So it's the ability to adapt to changes in your needs without having to add this organizational debt in the form of more throwing peat bodies at things, or creating workarounds, or more processes, or whatever. This ability to adapt is the real value driver. And then from that side, if we think about the impact on the employees and how it relates to the ability to adapt, is right now you got a lot of folks doing monotonous work. They're so busy, they don't have time to collaborate with one another. In some cases now, everyone's working remotely, just heads down on their tasks. By freeing them from that work, so liberating them from this assault of the grind, we're giving them more time to work with each other, to come up with new solutions to problems, to collaborate, to enrich their jobs, and to enrich their lives at work. So that kind of enrichment there on WonderBotz, when we sit back on our team, we think, wow, this is a way, whether you call it digital arbitrage, or whether you call it hyperautomation, or whether you call it digital workers, what we're really doing is we're giving the opportunity to restore humanity in business. And we think it's about time for that.